upstairs and tell everyone to get down here, on the double.
Yes, sir.
I don't think the police chief will mind if I get evidence in a sandwich bag. I don't think he'll mind at all.
Come on.
Sit down.
It's very late, Mr. Davis, or very early, depending on how you look at it. If nobody's going to ask, then I will. Why do you decide to call together at this hour?
It has been very late, hasn't it? I'm sure you're all very tired. I know I am. But I feel you would rest easy, knowing who murdered Simon Starkweather.
Now,
You mean you've discovered who killed Great Uncle Simon?
I believe I have, and I'm going to show you in a few minutes.
I'm amazed, Mike. How did you figure it out?
First, I had to answer a question that had bothered me from the beginning. It would have been so easy to make it look as though Mr. Starkweather had died of natural causes, a suggestion that Jordan made to Miss Withers. For example, Mrs. Starkweather could have taken her digitalis and given him some, triggering a heart attack. So could Jordan or anybody else who had known that she had spilled pills on this very ground. Another example would be with Miss Withers, injecting air bubbles into his bloodstream via a hypodermic needle. Again, any of you could have stolen a needle from her room and done the same thing. Also, a lot of you probably considered scaring the man to death. Bensonhurst with the wrench. Minerva with her knife. Rufus with his axe. The possibilities are endless. Why then did the killer choose to use a blood pressure cuff? The answer is so obvious, I feel foolish for not realizing sooner what must have really happened.
Well, might one ask what that is?
Obviously, when the blood pressure cuff was put around his neck, Mr. Starkweather was already dead. Aren't I right, Miss Van Zant?
You're very clever, Mr. Davis.
It had to have been you. The power went out, and I went to find Bensonish, and you went to check on Mr. Starkweather. The killer must have left the room minutes before you arrived.
That's what I thought, too.
But then why would you put the cuff around his neck?
Well, as our able detective here has surmised, the murderer did make it appear that Mr. Starkweather had a heart attack. The cause of death seemed to have been due to natural causes, but there was no doubt in my mind that someone here, someone in this house, had murdered him. But under the circumstances, the coroner would have no reason to perform an autopsy, and officers would have no reason as to conduct an investigation. So, when I walked into his room and saw the blood pressure cuff lying on his bed, I just slipped it around his neck right before wheeling him in right into this room.
And your plan worked. No one would have doubted the fact that the man had been murdered.
So, young Master Simon hired Mr. Davis to find the killer.
Which I have. That was very clever of you, Miss Van Zandt, but for a while your ploy distracted me from the main problem. Instead of wondering who did it, I kept wondering why did they do it that way. Once I figured it out, the rest came easier.
Well, if you figured out the murder, then the end seemed to have justified the means.
I imagine the police will agree.